How's it going, everyone? So, one surprising element that we talked about yesterday in regards to Sparking Zero is the difficulty of the game. Boy oh boy, are people a little bit taken aback by how challenging this game is, and I want to do a discussion video on talking about this difficulty. Now, I have not beaten Goku's campaign yet. I see people that have already finished all 8 campaigns. I'm like, yo, what is going on? These people are fiends. I'm still working my way through it. However, I have done a few of the battles that people deem to be some of the most challenging in the game. Obviously, the Great 8 fight just took the internet by storm, and I'm a little bit surprised by that in a lot of accounts because it wasn't that difficult for me in comparison to the issues people have faced with it. Now, there is a stark difference between the game being too difficult and the game's difficulty level and poor AI. Poor AI, I have noticed, not in the level of the poor AI making the game more difficult, but the AI just doing weird things. I've certainly noticed that. However, again, it hasn't been in a way where the game is more difficult because of the AI. At least I haven't noticed that, and I will say, is the game challenging? Sure, but let me preface this by saying, I feel like I am a lower level, gamer. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I do not have the skill level of a lot of my friends that fiend on the Souls-like games, that fiend on video games. I fiend on video games, but guys, I've been perpetually trash. I am man enough to admit that I am perpetually trash at video games, and I have been for a long, long time. Yo, if I can get a 1.0 KD in the older Call of Duty games back in the day, I would be ecstatic. That was my ceiling. That was my ceiling in gaming. The Souls-like games just whoop me. Do I complete them? Yeah, I complete every one of them, but not at the level that my boys do. And if you ask all of my friends, they all unanimously agree that they are better at video games than me, and you know what? I am okay with admitting that. So this is why I'm a little bit startled by all of this, because if I am not having too much difficulty with the game, there's a problem here. How is it that there's this overwhelming opinion that this game is too difficult and I am not having too big of an issue with it, at least for the battles that I've done, which I'll go through in a little bit. But I am playing this game on PC, primarily right now. I have it on PlayStation 5 as well. I'm gonna play it on there. All my friends picked it up on PC, so I'm playing it on PC for now. And I am almost led to believe, because I have to find answers on why this is easier for me than other people. Now, I played Tenkaichi growing up. I don't know if it's because, guys, that was 17 years ago, but I don't know if I have some sort of memory of how these games are structured that, you know, it's easier for me than newer comers to Tenkaichi. The Tenkaichi games back in the day, from my recollection, did have a fair level of challenge, but I wasn't online as much. It was 2005, 2006, 2007. People just weren't online like that, and I never noticed this level of pushback. However, I will also say that the challenge in the game, to me, for what I've experienced so far, absolutely refreshing, and I much prefer this over the game not being challenging and everybody just whooping the crap out of the campaign. I actually like that there is a layer of challenge, and people are asking, and there is that rhetoric online that they want the difficulty to be lowered and Bandai Namco to patch something in. Look, I do not want the difficulty to be lowered. The AI issues, I would like that to be patched in, but the difficulty right now, me personally, and this is my opinion, I think it's fine. Based on what I've played so far, the Great 8 fight, guys, it took me 2 tries to beat the Great 8 fight. I don't know how people are having this much trouble, where I read comments, and this is online everywhere, people taking 15 tries, 3 hours to beat the Great 8 fight. Am I crazy? Isn't all you have to do go into sparking mode, dodge his attacks, and then you can absolutely wail on him? It didn't seem that difficult to me as far as the Great 8 battle, but given that there's so much pushback to the Great 8 fight, I am led to believe that this has to be a case where there's something wrong with my game. I didn't change the difficulty. If you change the difficulty, you're not available to get the alternative routes and everything like that, so I am just taken aback. Is there a level of challenge to this? Yes, but I wouldn't say that it's to the level of the pushback, and I don't even want to say pushback. I think most people are refreshed by this, but let me know in the comments section how you guys feel. But I don't even notice the difficulty that much, outside of, yes, it being a little bit challenging. Another fight in Goku's timeline, if you don't side with Piccolo, you open up a what if storyline, and one of those battles Spoiler alert, I guess. I mean, it's not really that big of a spoiler, but it has you fight the Ginyu Force back to back to back to back to back. So you go from Guldo into Raccoon, into Birder, into Jice, into Ginyu. I believe that was the order. And it seems like some people had a little bit of difficulty with that as well. I too tried that as well. I got up to Jace the first time, and then Jace beat me, and then I was able to beat all 5 of them, and I don't think that fight was that difficult either. In the What If story as well, Frieza in that story I thought was fairly easy as well, and I know that in the canon storyline, Frieza Full Power is one of the other bosses that people are having issues with. I appreciate it, and again, for those of you that got super deep into the game, I've heard things about Zamasu also being incredibly difficult. That's so further into the game, and I'm just trying to take my time with it, and then when, you know, all my boys get home from work, we're all fiending on multiplayer and playing against each other, so can't devote all my time into the campaign, but the Great Ape fight was the one that got the most amount of pushback because it's an early boss and people are getting absolutely mollywopped by him, and again, there's a level of difficulty there. But me, as somebody that I will say I am not very good at video games, there's gotta be something wrong with people that are taking 3 hours to beat the Great Ape or 15 tries. There's no way I am that. Again, I know my gaming level. I am absolutely washed when it comes to video games. And if I can have a decent time, and yes, there's a little bit of challenge, I would expect other people to absolutely destroy this game. And again, maybe it's from the standpoint of I have some sort of muscle memory built in from playing the Tenkaichi games when I was, what was that, 2007? 11 years old? But yeah, I don't think that's the case, and I don't think the game is that difficult from what I've played so far, based on the Great Ape fight, based on the Ginyu fight, based on the Frieza fight in the What If story. And those are some of the fights that people are saying are a little bit too difficult, and I gotta play more of it, but I'm not seeing that level of difficulty, you guys, and I definitely don't want Bandai Namco to put out a patch to neuter the difficulty. The AI fixes and AI improvements, absolutely, but if we're talking about lowering the difficulty, hell, at this point, I think there should be a higher level of difficulty, because it was so refreshing to me that there was a little bit of challenge, and that's what I would leave it at, that there's a little bit of challenge. I wouldn't say that it's overwhelming, I wouldn't say that it's grotesque in its challenging level, and because it was so refreshing that there was this little bit of challenge, I'm like, yo, I want a harder difficulty now because it is so much fun, and hearing the dialogue of what fights people are having trouble with, that is engaging to me, and I do wonder almost, is it something with the PlayStation version of the game that the AI is different than the PC? I honestly don't know. I'm trying to come up with an answer for why this is so difficult, and let me know what platform you guys are playing on so we can come to an understanding. Like, is anybody else playing on PC and also getting obliterated? Because, I imagine most people are playing it on PlayStation 5. That's why I'm just so confused. Like, it's not that difficult. And again, I've lost battles here and there, but to the point of me having a meltdown or damn near breaking my controller, that hasn't happened yet, and I've certainly noticed that's happened with other people. So let me know your thoughts. Do you actually think Bandai Namco should lower the difficulty? I vehemently disagree with that. I think my vehement disagreeing towards the idea of this game lowering in difficulty is like how the Souls fans feel about Souls-like games lowering in difficulty or having a difficulty option. I think that is how they feel, and I can finally relate to that. And this game does have a lower difficulty option. It just limits what you can do as far as the options and all of that stuff. So, and maybe I'm just missing something, I don't know, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.